Well then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PSGL, F6 tier, season 26, round number 7 at Italy. I am your commentator, IRL Neon, or as Jared Fosbury people also know me as we get on with the F6 grid today. It's actually a little bit early. We did it bang on 8 o'clock. Felix set the log up with 3 minutes early and set off 3 minutes early, a bit too early for my liking. But other than that, let's get on with the race and let's see how people can do today, as right now we do get all the stuff up. And the Renault is out first, of RAF I believe, in the Renault right now. Scored points I believe last weekend. Let's see what happens today. As then, here comes Raf now around the final corner then. Oh, and it's completely off and it's gone straight into the barrier. I don't know what happened then. What was Raf playing at then? Alright then, well, we'll go on board with the other Mercedes then of... Oh, wrong person. Monster Blue. Monster Blue then is first one on a flying lap. Is looking very strong for the championship this season. And will be ending sector 1 as it's a very quick sector. Right now then, sector 1 was nice and tidy from Monster Blues. He's currently 4th in the championship with 45 points to his name, 11 points away from the 200 points leader. Felix in second with 7 points away, so both Mercedes are looking for the Drivers' Championship this season, as Terrace is still in the lead. Must be there. Nice and tight there through a scoring, no mistake at all there, no mistake on the wheel or anything, as he's now coming down the line, as Khalifi has in the lobby today, which is good, so he can try and get his championship back alive, as he's only 11 points. As here comes Monster Blue then, around the final corner, taking the shortest route possible. He'll be coming to the line, and what time will it be? It'll be a 118.8 and goes first place at the moment. Then we'll go on board, well, I was going to go with Clay Foods, then 19.2. Then we'll go on board with Felix, who's actually lost it through turn 5 then. And Felix will have to get the car spinning around as Terrace, the charge point leader, in the lead with a 118.733, taking pole position at the moment. LR underscore Burns, and 19.7 on mediums there, in 4th place in the McLaren. As on board with the Red Bull driver Jimbo, who's actually finishing off his lap. And then it's the Alfa Romeo of Finley. As here comes Jimbo then to the line. What time will it be? In 19.3, goes 4th fastest currently. And here comes Finley then. What time will he do? And goes 3rd fastest with a 19 flat. Snitzel is next. Then it's the Haas of Ron Zeus. And here comes Snitzel then. Goes 6th fastest, 19.4, as now going on Zeus, who goes 2nd fastest with an 18.7, and definitely will be happy with that. Then the Williams behind that is on the lap right now, Tibson, who's begun his flying lap there, and will be starting it, but Felix will probably peel into pits after he made that mistake. But what about Dylan? He's actually finishing his lap. As Dylan peels into the pits. I think everyone's actually peeling into pits then. So we'll go back on board with Tibson, as he's the only one actually out on a flyer. Nice and tidy from Tibson so far, no mistake or anything. Especially with Lesmo 1 and 2. There's the yellow flags just ahead in the Scari. Currently purple in sector 2 right now, Tibson, so he could be going for a mid-18. Ooh, bit of a hesitation, struggle there with the traction in the Scari. Almost lost complete control of the Williams there. So that's probably going to cost him at least 3 tenths or more. So I don't think he'll be on pole, but he may be 3rd place, possibly, maybe a bit lower than that with that mistake. But he could have been on pole if he didn't make that mistake. As now he comes around the final corner to the line, and what time will it be? It's going to be a 19.2, so yeah, as I said, he could have been up there, and he was 5th fastest currently with that mistake as well, as we're going on board with Raf in the Renault, who's invalidated a lap there, as we'll go on board with, actually, Raf's the only one actually on a flyer, and Adam's pitting. We're on board with Adam then. He's the first one out on a outlap. As one of the Ferraris is on an outlap as well. That's Thorley in score 1. Must be a new driver then. As here comes Adam then. He begins his flying lap. Got some good points for the racing point team last week. Some small points there. Unfortunately, Jamil isn't here, who actually won last week's race. As Adam then comes into turn 1. Nice tidy, goes second gear, could have gone first for a bit of extra turning. Nice and tidy exit, no lock up or anything. As right now then, he is absolutely flying. Max in the power, literally foot to the floor as he's in sector 1. Currently purple with a 26 flat in sector 1. As he takes turn 4 and 5. Nice and tidy, doesn't mess up like Felix did where he went off. And that's a shame for what happened to Felix, but right now though, we're on board with the racing points. As he takes Lesmo 1 and 2, perfect there. Nice and tidy, very controlled on the pace. This is now coming into the second DRS zone. There should be 3 DRS zones in my opinion at this track. But Adam then now is approaching Ascari, still purple in sector 2. No issues through Ascari, nice and tidy for Adam there. So he's looking to challenge Paul then. And the pole time is an 18.7. So what time will Adam do as he's now around the final corner then. And Adam's coming to the line, and it's a 19.2 there, so only goes 6th fastest. So he will be disappointed with that, but he also will be happy that he's close to the top runners. As right now we're on board with Dylan, who's currently in sector 1. Done a 25.8, so he's the quickest over Adam, who did a 26 flat. So 25.8 and 6.1 is pretty decent. Felix then is next on a flying lap. Apologies for that black screen there, that's my controller deciding it's going to die. As Dylan's fastest lap time is on the medium tyres, as everybody else is in softs. Purple in sector 2 then is the Red Bull driver. Probably going to get a little bit of selection from cars ahead. As yellow's in sector 1. Hopefully we don't have the glitch like F10 had. As here comes Adam then, Dylan then, he comes to the line. There's an 18.6, takes pole position then, a new fastest lap of the session. And he will definitely be happy with that, as now we're going on board with Terrace, who's coming to the line. Actually, he peels into the pits, so he wasn't happy with that lap. What about Finley, as Adam is peeling into the pits, or is that Hardy? I think that's Adam. Adam then in the pit lane, as here comes Finley to the line, and it's going to be an 18.677, only a couple hundredths off there, but goes second quickest at the moment. The next one we got is Thowley underscore 1, Ferrari, who's next up on a lap. And Khalifi's probably next up, and he does an 18.5, takes pole position right now. What about Khalifi? He goes a 19 flat then, so goes 7th quickest. As now we're going both with one of the Mercs. It's Felix. Felix is invalidated. So what about Monster Blue then? As he's on an outlap actually, my bad. Anybody else on an actual flyer? Possibly Raf. Then we'll go on Monster Blues next ahead. Raf then coming to the line. Round the final corner there, nice and tidy exit. Doesn't make a mistake like he did earlier. And approaching the start to finish line, and does a 1:19.1, goes 8th fastest. Look how close this grid is. As now we'll go on board with Monster Blue. Currently purple in sector 1. Nice and tidy from the Mercedes driver there through Lesmo 1 and 2. Yellows in sector 3 right now, even though it's not telling me in the top left corner, but there is yellows. So we're still pushing. As here comes Monster Blue then, and the next person up after that is Schnitzel. Monster Blue takes pole position with an 18.498, 3.5 tenths improvement, and takes pole position by a couple hundredths there. And here comes Schnitzel, takes 11th at the moment, as Jimbo then is next to come across the line. And then Teresa is actually on the qualifying lap, as Raps actually made a mistake. Jimbo goes 11th with a 19.2. Is Jimbo... no, Raps actually ran out of fuel. As Diego currently through turn 5 at the moment, as Tipson's also done a lap with a 19 flat as well. Oh, and that's going to be an... okay, how's that not an invalidation? That was way off the track limits. Now look, Diego is going to finish the lap then, especially to Ascari, and if he wants to challenge for pole, he needs to improve by a second. I don't think he's going to do that, especially when he's doing 19.333. As he's coming to the line now, he actually peels into the pits there. As we're on board with the McLaren driver of LR_BRYN, and is invalidated actually, as soon as we go on board. And then we'll go on board with Adam, who's on an out lap and has begun his qualifying run. Teresa improves his lap time and does an 18.50 run, goes second quickest at the moment. As the Tifosi will like to see a Ferrari up there today, or an Alfa Romeo, or even an AlphaTauri. As Adam right now then is on his qualifying attempt, as we've got 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining of the session, so I think he will have another run after this. And in sector 1 he's done a 25.9, currently a 10th quickest in sector 1, and I think it was better than his last lap earlier on, which was a 26 flat in sector 1. Look, right now then, as we see, he takes Lesmo 1, nice, very close to track limits there, as he's now taking Lesmo 2, nice and tidy again. He knows how to take those 2 corners. I'll pronounce it as Bryn then, as Cameron has said, as Adam then is still almost 2 tenths up in sector 2 right now, currently in 10th. Could move up to 8th, maybe 7th place. If he wants to find more time, he could move up to 6th. As here comes Adam then now round the final corner. You can see the Ferrari in the background there, warming up, getting ready for his lap, and that is Thowley_1, who's currently in 3rd place right now with an 18.5. But here comes Adam then, it's all about him now, and here comes the line, does an 18.8, goes 7th quickest at the moment. A very good lap there from him, as we go on board with the Ferrari of Thowley then, who's currently in 3rd place right now. Diego is in 13th at the moment, so Ferrari's in 3rd and then 1 in 13th. Slightly takes turn 1, 2 and a little bit of 3, nice and tidy there. As we go on a TV pod view, let's see how he takes the track of Monza. Sector 1 then is not purple, but he's actually down in his lap time almost by a 10th there. Gets a nice entry to turn 4, 5, bit of, on the exit, a bit of gravel there, what's probably going to cost him a little bit of time, possibly a little bit of grip as well, because there's going to be dirt on his left side of the car. As now he takes Lesmo 1 and 2, very tidy, really picking up the power, DRS activated, trying to go as quick as possible down this straight in the Ferrari. He knows he needs to help the Tifosi this weekend, as he's 500s up on his time, 5500s up on his time right now, purple in sector 2. So it could possibly move him into 2nd place. He only needs to improve by a bit to even challenge for pole position right now. As here comes the Ferrari driver then, down the main straight, well the back straight, coming in to the final corner. Takes a nice tidy line, it takes the shortest route possible there, and it does a 1:18.472, steals pole position at the moment and will definitely be happy with that. as Hardy in the other race point today is currently in 16th, no lap time set. Felix is also the other driver who hasn't set a lap time yet. As Adam's retired, with only 2 minutes remaining in the session, still have plenty of time. There's a shame there for Adam then, as here comes XL. Round the final, takes a wide and then a tight entry. As he comes to the line, that's an 18.6, goes 4th quickest at the moment, and what a lap there from Hardy, as he will be happy with 4th. As then we'll go on board with Bryn then, as he is the only one on a lap currently almost 4 tenths up in sector 1, so he's found a lot of time in the new McLaren, which has been updated its livery. Oh, he's almost lost it through Lesmore 1 there. He's now going into Lesmore 2. Keeps it within track limits this time. He's going to lose a little bit of time, probably 2 tenths at least, making that little error. As now he comes down the straight into Ascari. He's apparently found 8 tenths still, even with that mistake. Purple in sector 2. Nice tie through Ascari. Yellow flags ahead. That is an Alfa Tauri there, who may need to get out of the way for the McLaren driver, who's going to take a little bit of slipstream from it. And coming up to the final corner now, and what time will he set? There's only 40 seconds remaining in the session. Thali_1 has retired then, so the Ferrari thinks he's got pole position at the moment. And here comes the McLaren. What time will it be? Will it be an 18.371? He takes pole position, and he came out of nowhere there, and he'll definitely be happy with that lap time there. As the next up is Monster Baloo, who's just started his lap. But I think Jimbo... Oh, it's actually Dylan who's actually on a flyer, but he's invalidated. Is Khalifi the one ahead? Khalifi's actually finishing his final attempt then. Coming around the final corner, coming to the line. What time will it be? As the next Red Bull will be Jimbo, and he goes 9th quickest, 18.7 there. As Jimbo has invalidated. So then we'll go on with the tier admin, Felix Negro then, as he's currently in 16th. No lap time set. This will be his first lap time set today, if he can make no mistake and doesn't invalidate. However, it is Felix. Felix does make mistakes sometimes. Through Ascari he goes then. Nice and tight there from Felix then, as he's coming down the long straight, taking his quickest route possible. Getting a little bit of slipstream there from the Red Bull. Tiny bit of slipstream. It's going to be hardly anything. As he now comes round the final corner, touches the curb a little bit, takes a wide entry and a tight... No, he stays really wide. That's going to cost him a little bit of time possibly, because quickest route is a lot quicker, and only goes 11th with an 18.955, and will be very disappointed, especially with his teammate in 3rd place. Schnitzel then finishes his lap and stays 13th. And he goes Monster Blue. Will he try for pole? No, he doesn't. He goes an 18.448 and takes 2nd place. As we go on board with Teresa, who's next on the flyer, but has invalidated. What about Diego, the other Ferrari? He moves up to 14th place with a 19.120, and someone's just got up. That was a Williams. That's Tipson. Tipson's moved to 4th, and Finley, the other Alfa Romeo, is also invalidated, and that is qualifying over, as we can use engine revving out. I don't want to hear that. And Monster Blue then beating his teammate yet again in qualifying, as there is an Alfa Tauri which has binned it in Ascari. Interesting. Well then, I'll wait for the drivers to retire from the pit lane, and then we can get ready for this race. Well then, here's your official results. Bryn then takes 1st with an 18.3, with Monster Blue in 2nd with an 18.4, Thowley 3rd, Tipson in 4th, Teresa 5th, XL Hardy on his debut I believe in 6th, Dylan 7th, Finley 8th, Ron Zeus 9th, Khalifi at the start who looked very competitive for the championship in 10th, Adam 11th, Felix 12th, Schnitzel 13th, Diego 14th, Raf in 15th, and Jimbo rounds the back of the grid in 16th with a 19.248, 8 tenths off the fastest lap time. Well then, while we wait for the drivers to pick this up, we will go over the constructor standings for this round, well, from last round. Mercedes then in the lead with 100 points to their name, got a 25-point gap to Finley and Tire Racer in the Alfa Romeo team, who are in second, who've got 75 points. AlphaTauri in third with 64 points, and we'll be happy that they're still third. Red Bull in fourth, Thomas and Dylan with 34 points. McLaren in fifth with PB Racing Sneaky, 29 points. Racing Point with Adam and Jamil with 24 points to their name. Ferrari in 7th with Diego and Jerry with 18 points. Haas of James and Ron Zeus, 14 points to their name in 8th. Renault in 9th with Ron Vinen scoring some decent points after the last time they scored points was Austria, and then Zandvoort they scored 5 points to their name as the formation lap has begun, and they have 13 points to their name in 9th. Williams then, who are at the back of the constructors at the moment with 11 points, who've scored quite consistently with points but just not very high points. It's a shame since they have Tipson at the moment in 4th place, who could score some big points today. Well then, as Bryn then is the leader of this formation lap with the McLaren team today. As I'm surprised Sneaky and PB actually are not here today, because usually they do turn up and they are very consistent in their qualifying. But we have a 16 car grid around Italy. As we wait then for the drivers, let's see what tyre choice they have decided to go with. As there we go then, so the top 10 have to start on the soft tyres obviously, with Adam on mediums, Felix on mediums, with Schnitzel on 13th on softs, Diego 14th on mediums, Raf 15th on softs, and yeah, I don't know what Jimbo's planning on, maybe an early safety car, possibly a late safety car, but he's on hard compound of tyres, and usually it's soft medium around here, not hard soft, so yeah, Jimbo may have a weird strategy in play. There could be rain, of course, as well. But before we get to the grid then, our prediction for the top 4 today, I think Monster Blue will take the win with Tharley_1 in second, Bryn third, and I'm going to go with Felix with 4th. I think he can fight his way through the field as long as he doesn't get damaged or get any pens. I think he could fight for 4th. Bryn now is coming around the final corner to get the cars ready on track, as Terrace has been actually disqualified from the formation lap already. And that isn't a good start, especially if your tyres are going to be cold, and yeah, it's not really going to help. As Bryn then comes to his grid slot, ready to line up get on with the race. So we have a McLaren, a Mercedes, a Ferrari in the top 3, but then a Williams in 4th, and with an Alfa Romeo, Racing Point, Red Bull, then Alfa Romeo, Haas and AlphaTauri for the top 10. It's good evening and welcome. As the light sequence should be starting, as it didn't pop up on my screen, but we've had the race starting. Look at the Red Bull there, Dylan already getting aggressive, making the move on the Alfa Romeo, who had cold tyres on. Look at Monster Blue now, going on the inside of Bryn into turn 1, and oh, very close. I know he's had a bit of a shunt there from the Williams, I think. Bit of carbon fibre I saw in the background, and look at Flowley losing the rear end a little bit, and look of Dylan already in a 5th place, and Felix drops to 14th as Tipson and Thali going side by side through turn 3, and Thali then drops to 4th place, the Williams driver into 3rd. I wish I could see that in real life, with Williams and Ferrari fighting it out for a podium, as Thailand has really gained back on Tipson after Tipson made a mistake. Took forward, oh, it's almost contact as he's defending, and look at Dylan. Thali makes the dive, sends it, and gets the position. And Gomel, apologies, yeah, I'll greet you, Grandpa. Good evening to you, Grandpa, then. As right now then Tipson is trying to get ahead of Thowley, as Thowley is doing his best, and he's actually putting away, and you can see that carbon fibre on the right end plate is missing from the Williams, and oh, there's a Racing Point! Oh my god, there's been a crash! XL Hardy there hits Terrace's rear end, and that is game over. XL Hardy is into the barrier, and he's lucky he didn't lose a front tyre there. He basically got saved a little bit by the race, Alfa Romeo, but he'd be very disappointed with that. Now back for the battle for the lead. Bryn is pulling away from Monster Blue. Dylan is already into third. Oh no, he's doing this glitch again. Starley's now making a move for third place. Who's it going to be? The Ferrari and the Red Bull. Tapping tyres into turn 1. Yellows in sector 3. That's the racing point. And Felix has already gone in the pit, so my prediction's already gone off the cards with Felix, as he's already bottled, I'm guessing, or had a bit of contact. And right now the Red Bull driver is holding Thali. He isn't 6th, he's currently 3rd. And yeah, I don't understand why he does this. Hopefully this leaderboard fixed itself. Dylan is still pulling away. What about Monster Blue and Bryn? They're currently fighting for the lead right now. We'll go on a rear camera shot of the McLaren, and he's pulling away a lot on the straights. Got a lot more ERS. But actually, Monster Blue's got more ERS. It's almost 100% there, so he's not really pushing that yet at all. And Dylan then is holding his own in 3rd place, not 4th. I think it will fix itself when XL goes past the line or sector 1 or something. Bryn sets a new fast lap with 22.6. Oh, Terrace is... Okay, everyone's smashing that lap time. 22.3 now from Ron Zeus is the current fastest. And the leaderboards have now fixed, and DRS will be active this lap. As Monster Blue then is trying his best to keep up with Bryn. Currently 3/10, as there's a fight further behind between Finley and Khalifi. And I think Finley actually got the move there. Khalifi may be trying to come back at him. Oh, Bryn picks up his first penalty, 3 seconds added to his time. The first person actually pick up the pens, but look at Khalifi there, looking very comfortable right now behind Finley. In 9th place, sorry, it's actually Snitzel, not Khalifi, what am I on about? It's Snitzel. Snitzel is trying to close up on Finley, as his teammates just ahead of him, and AlphaTauri are looking to get their few disappointing results, scoring hardly any points, to try and score some decent points this weekend. As right now, Thorough then making a move, possibly on Dylan. Dylan still holding his own in 3rd place. Ferrari versus Red Bull. Oh, Dylan makes a mistake to Ascari, and here comes Thorley side by side out of Ascari, very optimistic, and he's going for it round the outside. Oh, he's got to watch out for the Alfa Romeo of Terrace, almost 3 wide there into the final corner. As Thorley sends it, Dylan sees him just, and Thorley then moves to the 3rd. Thorley almost loses the rear end, drifting round the final corner. Now this is going to be a 3 wide moment, as here comes Dylan Thorley going side by side down the straight, and the Alfa Romeo and the Haas behind are waiting to make their move, and it is 3 wide almost. Could get his front wing in there. No, Thowley takes the position at the moment from Dylan. Oh, and Dylan rear ends him, and Thowley then moves into 3rd. Dylan into 4th place, and Terrace in 5th, still waiting to get that position. As Monster Blue still hasn't had anything to answer to Brent, as Tips this new fast lap 21.664. Is his quickest time at the moment. Dylan there is trying to reclose up on Thowley there, causing the grass a little bit there on his left side of his car. And Ron Zeus is just waiting, just noticing that Terrace is making little errors and could possibly go for it. As right now, Ron Zeus isn't that far. Finley maybe is saving grace if he tries to close up a little bit more. Then it's starting to pull away. McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, then Alfa Romeo, Haas, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, Renault, and Adam Renault. Raf has gone up to 9th. Where's Adam been? Oh, and here comes Raf then on Snitzel. Snitzel is in trouble. Raf's going for the move possibly. Raf going for it on the final corner, sends it. Snitzel locks up. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Raf feels that Snitzel didn't give him enough room, but we're going to have to possibly go on board with Terrace, who's getting really close. As now he's jumped to Terrace, who's now making a move on Dylan. As Raf gets up to passes Snitzel, and Snitzel's having another run possibly. Going around the outside into turn 1. Terrace gets the position. What about Snitzel? And Snitzel has to stay behind at the moment, as there's a battle further behind between Khalifi and Diego. Currently in 12th, who had a good run past couple of rounds, and then has just disappeared a little bit. Jimbo in 13th, most hards and not working at all. Tipson in 14th. 17 seconds off Jimbo, and then Felix is 13 seconds off Tipson, and Felix has lagged out. Felix is lagged out. That's Felix out of the race. He can't rejoin. Or is there a restart? No, there isn't a restart. Felix is lagged out. That is Felix out of the race. Felix has had the error code possibly. And that is a shame. As Monster Blue then is now challenging Bryn. Oh, Monster Blue makes a mistake through Ascari. Oh, Bryn runs wide actually as well through Ascari. As right now you can just see the Haas. Oh, the Haas is going almost. Ooh, very close there to the Ren. Almost touches his right tyre there. And the Haas somehow saves it going out of Ascari and only loses a couple of positions and drops to 9th. As we go on board with Teres, who's currently challenging the Ferrari. As Felix says, oh my word, and that is a shame, Felix, you are out of the race, and that isn't a restart because you actually like that in the race, so that's a shame, Felix, and it just happens, and unlucky. Oh, I definitely feel sorry for you. Unlucky, mate. That's Terrorless then into 3rd place, and look at they're fighting the car out of Lesmore 2. Sorry, Lesmore 1, and then now Lesmore 2. And the gap between the lead is 5/10. Gap to Terrorracer and 2nd place 1.6 seconds. Gap to lead from him is 2.2. So right now Terrorracer is looking very confident and wants to maintain the championship point lead and try and close up with Monster Blue. Styler is ready to make a move possible in Terrorracer in turn 1. He's getting closer. He's looking. Could he send it? No, he thought about it but couldn't make the move at the moment. As we go down further down the grid, anybody making moves? Yes, there is. Oh, Khalifi, bit of contact there with Adam. Round the outside, Adam's going into turn 1. The Ferrari's not far behind as they're going side by side through turn 2. Oof, touching tyres, banging tyres. That is fair racing there. And the mediums are looking better than the soft tyres at the moment, but Khalifi's not having it. Adams almost closed the door there. They're going side by side through turn 3. And here comes Khalifi then, makes the position. And Adam stays in 11th. Oh, is Adam actually having another run? As we go on board him. Oh, bit of contact. Oh, he's gone. Adam's round out of turn 5. And he's into the barrier then. And he will be furious and very disappointed. And has a lot of work to do and trying to come back in this race. Someone's gone off, and that's Finley possibly, who's lost a couple of positions. As I didn't notice this. When did Monster Blue get past Bryn? Bryn's now possibly going to make a move on to the leader. Getting so close on the straight there. Needs to get a good exit. And that dirt, yeah, isn't going to help him as Diego picks a 3-second penalty there. Gap 0.3 of a second. Terrace is not that far behind, and almost thoroughly unscored 1 is not that far behind either. Could be a 4-way fight, maybe a 5-way fight if Dylan can close up. But look at the McLaren now. Bryn's literally riding that gearbox to the Mercedes. The Mercedes using defensive line. Bryn's going to go round the outside in turn 1, which then will be the inside for turn 2. So the Mercedes has to give him room. They have a bit of wheel banging there, side by side. Look at Terrace and Thalin now getting really close and personal as we go on board with Terrace, as we can see these two going side by side. Monster Blue's just ahead of Bryn. Bryn's not having it, but Bryn has to settle with it and drops into 2nd place and wait his turn. Oh no, he's not. He's sending it through the chicane, takes it, and oh, he almost spins Monster Blue. Oh, Dowley is also making a move on Terrace, goes for it under yellows. Oh, it goes back green flag racing. He's going for it into Lesmore 1. Will he make the position in Lesmore 2? Yes, he does. Good move there from the Ferrari. Very good move there as well. And I don't know what happened between Monster Blue and Bryn there. That was a very lit dive, and maybe reported at the end of the race. As Teresa runs deep into Ascari, has he got damage? Teresa's really struggling through Ascari, and here comes Dylan. Dylan has seen the weak Alfa Romeo, and look at this, using his overtake wisely to try and keep the car ahead. He's still going side by side. Teresa goes in front of him, possibly could impede his braking zone. He brakes early, goes to 6th gear there, very early to go 6th on that corner. And Terrace then is okay for now as Finley picks up a penalty. No damage on the Alfa Romeo at the moment. What about Monster Blue? No carbon fibre missing, as Felix then is now at the back of the grid in 16th and will be lapped shortly. Nobody's making moves into turn 1, but you can just see the massive train for first place. As Bryn actually made a mistake out of turn 2. And looks like Thowley in the Ferrari is going to give the Tifosi something to cheer about. As the Ferrari is getting really close now to the McLaren. In the braking zone and could possibly make the move as Dylan's not that far off Terra Racer. Oh, Thowley makes an error out of turn 5. Into Lesmo 1 we go now with Thowley. Oh, hang on a minute, that's Monster Blue. Has he gone off? He's lost 2 more positions. What has happened to Monster Blue? No carbon fibre or anything. I think he just made a mistake out of turn 5. But back to the battle for the lead. Who's it going to be? Will it be the Ferrari? Will it be the McLaren? This reminds me of Niki Lauda and James Hunt. Oh, and here comes Thowley making a move into Scary. Oh, very late. Could have ended in tears for Bryn. And Bryn there is still trying to hold his own. And Thowley's getting a bit impatient. You can just see that he's almost losing the rear end. And he needs this position to try and pull away from Terra Racer, who's coming 8 tenths behind him. Hang on, I see a move further behind. That's Ron Zeus possibly on Snitzel. Doesn't make it at the moment. Go back on board with Farley. Farley pits then. And everyone is in except Snitzel. Snitzel stays out. And there's a lot of people in the pits. Will Ron Zeus make the move on Snitzel? No, but the pit window is open for these guys. And Monster Blue's actually staying out. He needs to gain a bit of time back on Bryn and Thowley after they peel into the pits. Look at the rear end there of the AlphaTauri now. You can just see the Haas is a lot quicker in the straight. As we're going board with Adam, actually, who's actually making a move out of the pits. As Thowley is overtaking the McLaren out of the pit lane. And Thowley would definitely be happy with that and is the net leader. Current gap to the lead is 20.5 seconds, so that's quite close. I think a pit stop around here is 18 to 20 seconds, maybe more. As Thowley then needs to get past Adam as soon as possible. He doesn't want to lose too much time, especially when Adam still needs to pit. Snitzel just lost the position from Ron Zeus, but he's coming back at him out of Scurry possibly. But Monster Blue's not that far ahead. Will these two peel into the pits? Sorry, these three, peel into the pits. Terrace picks up a 3-second time penalty. And XL Hardy has retired into the pit lane, and that is a shame for his debut, and will be very disappointing for him, as he will be 16th then with the DNF with Felix. Not that far as Snitzel peels into the pits, so these pitting. Monster Blue wants to stay out for one more lap possibly. As we're going board with Thowley then, who made the move on Adam, and Adam's actually losing another position behind by Raf. Raf then making the move and easily gets that position. But Adam's not finished yet. Will he make another move if he doesn't peel into the pits? He doesn't need to pit yet. And here comes Adam, makes the move and gets the position possibly round the outside of him, down the long straight, and there is Snitzel leaving the garage at the pit lane, maxing the speed he can, and here comes Adam then. In 8th, still fighting with the Renault Raf, going side by side. Raf gives him plenty of room. And look at Timpson. Timpson's almost going round, but he's on soft compounded tyres. He's still on 8-lap-old softs after he made his first pit stop, and will need a pit near the end of the race. As we're going to go aboard with Bryn, who's really close on the Ferrari now. 2 tenths separate these two. As Raf and Adam are still fighting further behind. Monster Blue picks up his first 3-second time penalty, as they still haven't pit yet. It's quite interesting that they haven't pit yet, because usually you'd pit round about now. As the top two are in the pits then, and they finally peeled into the pits as Diego takes the net lead, well, provisional lead at the moment. The net leader is Thowley in 5th place, and the Ferrari are going to be very happy with Thowley right now, as he's pushing the car to its limits. And Bryn is ready and waiting now to make a move. Thowley, Jesus Christ, this guy's like a rocket ship, 12 miles an hour, faster than the Ferrari, and he just flies by him into 3rd place. Great move there from Bryn. And yeah, Thowley definitely didn't want to mess with that McLaren. As further behind, Ron Zeus then leaves the garage and takes 7th place. Monster Blue in 8th, and Snitzel missed out, but he's going around the oh, Adams just backed off completely. And look at Timpson. What about Dylan? Dylan's almost rear-ended him. Looks side by side, almost into turn 3. They're going. Starley picks up his first penalty of the race as these two are going side by side now into turn 4 and 5, but gives him room, and Dylan makes a position. And next up will be Khalifi in 13th. He was at a very disappointing start to the race, and right now it looks like it's going to get a bit worse as Bryn then is trying to catch up with Jimbo, who's 5.6 seconds ahead. As Raph now is getting passed by Ron Zeus. Ron Zeus then moves into 6th place. Very easy move, and the Haas driver now into 6th. Tipson is fighting with Dylan further behind, and Dylan moves into 10th place, and Tipson's tyres will be dead. As the fight further behind, that's Khalifi. He's making a move now around the outside. Very close, hardly any space. Loses the position anyway, but he's coming back at him. Adam is pitting. No, Adam stays out. Tipson's in the pits then. That's on lap 13 out of 27. DRS active. ERS is hardly any. Only 3%. He knows he can make the move. He knows he's quicker. As these two are going side by side into turn 1, they break roughly. Oh, a bit of contact there. Almost could have sent Khalifi into a spin, or even worse, flipping the car completely. And Khalifi there drops into 12. Couldn't make the move at the moment on Adam, who's currently in 11th. And it's cost him so much time that he could not score points today. Let's stay on board with this fight right now, because this will be the next position gained. I don't think any of those up ahead are going to gain any positions. As I can hear a car over revving its engine like mad. I think that's Dylan. As let's see how much speed Khalifi's gaining on the straight. Just look how quick he's gaining. He's making the move. Oh no, bit of contact! More contact, could have ended in tears. That could have easily... Oh, and he's... Okay, alright. Alright, he's just tried. Has he just took out Khalifi? Yes, he has! Okay, I think... He's just took out Khalifi. And that's caused the safety car. Diego's just missed the pit lane. Jimbo's missed the pit lane. Adam has just took out the AlphaTauri. What is just... Why is it the Racing Point drivers have like something against other drivers? Just want to take them out all the time. Like, come on. Lap 14 then, as we've had our first safety car and a big crash there with Adam just destroying Khalifi. So both Racing Points are out and an AlphaTauri is out, and that is a shame for Khalifi because that's another non-points finish for him, and only one driver now scoring points for the AlphaTauri team is Schnitzel, and Khalifi will be furious with that. As Diego appeals into the pits then for his scheduled stop, and he's technically getting a free pit stop, but he's on softs. Now will softs go to the end? That's going to be a push. That's going to be at least 12 laps, maybe 13, but God, with safe car 2 laps he could make them, but it's going to be a push and he's going to lose a lot of positions. As it was Dylan, the Red Bull, who I heard. And has he got the position? Yeah, and we're never going to spectate Dylan because that engine is... I don't know what he's doing in that gearbox, but he's completely destroyed that car. Starley in the pits then, who went on hard for some reason for the Ferrari, and is on the medium compound and is leaving the garage, and will be very disappointed because he could have actually got the win of the race today. As we go on board with the race leader of Terra Racer, who has caught up with the safety car. Well then, as we've got lap 15 out of 27 done of the race so far. As drivers are warming up tyres, everyone except Diego is on mediums. Diego's on softs, and he could be at a one to watch, because he could come somewhere in this race and absolutely demolish the field with the soft tyres. The Starley then is closing up, and everyone's actually lapped Felix except Starley. So Sefcool will be one more lap, I'm guessing. I think Sefcool will come in this lap then, so it will be 12 laps to the end on soft or medium tyres. Going to be a push, but I think they can do it. Right now then, we only have 12 runners. It does say 13, but remember Felix did disconnect, so we only have 12 runners remaining in the race at 16. As I admit, you can say calm what you want, you're just being pathetic. You could have just reported him, but then you decided to take him out, so yeah. Alright then, just... As wait for Sefcool to decide to come in this lap. I think it will be coming in this lap. If it don't, it's coming out and it will stay one extra lap, and that'll be maximum because it will need to come in. As drivers just want to get on with the race, they're sick and tired of safety cars, and the safety car is coming in this lap. Then race control have done it a little bit late. Usually they do it before Scary, but Teresa then has now the job to back up the field as the safety car comes into the pit lane. Slightly picks up a 5 seconds time penalty, apparently ignoring yellow flags. Oh, that's overtaking the lapped car. I think that will be removed. That's a shame there for him. But even still. As we go green. And Terrace is at an okay start, but look behind. There is Schnitzel, who's under threat by Dylan. Diego, and look at Diego now, looking hungry on the Red Bull. Red Bull defending, and that's his move. And look at Dylan now, sends it into turn one as we're going also 3 rider with a McLaren, Williams, and a Red Bull further behind. Right now then, Thali is moved up. Brain is fighting for his life behind with Finley and... oh, hang on, there's carbon fibre. Someone's gone off. Bryn then is pulling away, so he's a lot quicker on the straight line, it looks like. He's using his overtake. Diego in 6th place currently, so he did get ahead of Schnitzel. Dylan is his next target, who's got Monster Blue just ahead of him in 4th. Monster Blue's actually possibly making a move on Raph, who's currently in 3rd right now, and making a move alongside him right now, and has already got the position before turn 1. Raph may just send it for switch, and nope. Raph has nothing to answer now, as we're not going above Dylan. Dylan's engine is completely wrecked. As Diego is closing up on Dylan, very slowly, I'm guessing, right? Because usually softs are miles better than mediums and they'll gain quickly, but this train he's in right now isn't really helping him. As Raf picks up a 3-second time penalty added to the time, and nobody bottles it up the Scari. As DRS has been enabled then, and Diego is getting closer to the Red Bull driver, but he hasn't made the move yet. Diego's probably waiting his turn, as actually Dylan was looking for a move on Raf. A bit of a lock up there from the Red Bull driver, as Bryn gets another penalty. Look at the rear end wheel spin there from the Red Bull on the mediums. No fight further behind. This grid's quite close. Oh no, no! Diego makes a mistake, and here comes Snitzel. Bryn gets the move and moves into 6th place. Diego drops to 7th then, and already starting to overheat on his soft tyres. Right now then, we'll go on board with Raf, who's trying his best to keep Dylan behind, and is slowly pulling away, it looks like, but Dylan's not that far off. No positions gaining yet. As you can just see, the massive train all the way from Monster Blue all the way down to Felix. So not Felix, Red Bull driver of Jimbo, and you can just see how much Felix has lost in AI. Right now then, no moves are happening, and it's not really entertaining. I can see a lot of people going in the gravel and that, but there's one lap 20 out of 27, 8 laps remaining. Raf is still just being slipstreamed behind. Oh, hang on, there is a move. Finally, Diego's got past Bryn. Retakes his position, and now we'll be trying to get Dylan. Hang on, there's a bit of contact there. Bryn has now dropped all the way down to 9th. Could almost drop down to 10th. He has dropped down to 10th. Finley, oh no, there's going to be a crash. Oh my god. Two guys, take it easy. As you can see there, Tips now saving all his ERS management. As, oh god, now the Ferrari's rear-ending the Alfa Romeo, and Bryn picks up another penalty. Oh, Bryn's just binned it, and he's into the barrier, and that's his race basically gone in dust, and he now drops to 12th place. Ronzeus then is challenging Terra Racer. He's getting closer and closer, and Terra Racer is losing a lot more ERS than Ronzeus is. Ronzeus has almost got a 100% ERS. Terrace is still pulling away, as Tharley has also made a mistake. It looks like out of the Scari, which I missed because there's no yellows coming up on my sectors where it usually comes up on the top left corner. And you can just see now the Haas of Ronzeus is getting quicker and quicker on the Alfa Romeo of Terracer, and just can't keep him right now as Bryn has retired. and he's called it a day. I hope that doesn't glitch the Ferrari. Just make sure it doesn't. He's getting served. Come on. Brain's not there anymore, but nope, he is good. Alright then, so we'll go back on board with Ron Zeus, who's now closing it up the terrace, so now even more. He's so close, he can even get the position, because now he's going to get a bit worried now. Monster Blue is now 7/10. Monster Blue is still in this race. Fight for the lead is 3 drivers fighting for 1 position. Who is going to win? Will it be Ron Zeus? Will it be Raph? Will it be Monster Blue? Will it be Terra Racer? Only time will tell as we start lap number 23 out of 27. Done 3 more laps. 5 laps remaining. And the top 3 is going to be Terra Racer, Ron Zeus or Monster Blue fighting for the win. As they're going into the chicane then, as they are very close now. Well, Monster Blue, they're cutting the corner a little bit, trying to get in a bit of an advantage, and that doesn't work. And we'll have to take his time as Dylan moves into 4th place and overtakes Raph, and we'll be happy with that as we missed that battle. As Ron Zeus then is still pulling away a little bit. Bryn left the session then, so he has called it a day. Still not made the move yet, as Diego's on 2/10 off Dylan, as Dylan lost position to Raph. Probably making a mistake out of Ascari. Oh, I think actually Bryn is PB, it's just he's changed his name to Bryn now. Oh, my apologies. Well then, Ron Zeus is 4/10 now. Just almost gets so close, could almost throw a blanket on him. Starley sets the new fastest lap as there's a move further behind the grid, and that's Diego into 5th place now, and is on lap 24 out of 27. 4 laps remaining to the end of this race. As we now have 3 laps remaining of the race. Terrace knows it could end in tears any time now, basically. He needs to defend for his life. He needs to defend for the victory to gain more points in the championship ahead of Monster Blue and Felix, and just keep pulling away, since the person in 2nd place in the championship is going to be a DNF, since he liked that at the very start of the race. So Terrace then looks like he could take the win. As we're on lap 25 out of 27. 11 cars left. Raph picks up a 3-second penalty and is causing a massive train behind now. As we're on board with Monster Blue, who's also looking confident. And I think Ron Zeus will be going for it either this lap or next lap as well. The penultimate lap of this race. Lap 26 out of 7. 2 laps remaining. There's a move further behind between Tipson and Schnitzel. Tipson goes in the 7th. Schnitzel goes to 8th then, as Diego's now 7/10 off Raf and has overtaken Dylan again. And isn't that far off Raf then, as we go back on board with Ron Zeus, who's now almost 2/10 as Monster Blue's dropped off now to 6/10 off Ron Zeus, almost a second off Teresa. As we're only going to go around one more time after this lap. Gaining and gaining down the long straight. He knows he's not going to make a move yet, because if he makes the move now, it is game over. Because he could easily get him back. Terrace has a good exit though out of Ascari, so he's going to have to use a bit of his ERS. Who is it going to be now? As we're going to be starting the last lap, the final lap of this race. As Ron Zeus then is getting closer and closer. He knows he has to use overtake. He knows he needs to take the position right now. As the final lap has begun of the Italian Grand Prix at PSGL Season 26 F6 round number 7. And here comes Ron Zeus then, going on the inside, and he's taking the position, moves into the lead. He takes the lead. Teresa drops to second then, and Teresa now has to watch out by Monster Blue, and also going to have to try and make the move back as we go back on board with Teresa then. And he's not gaining. He is losing too much time, and he's using his overtake and he isn't gaining any time. Ron Zeus has got plenty of ERS as he takes his cane. One mistake, Monster Blue picks up a penalty. That could be crucial. That's his second 3-second. Ron Zeus then will be pushing his limits right now in the Haas, and he's pulling away now 7 to 8/10. Is Terrorista safe from Monster Blue? Monster Blue is gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining, but he's completely out of ERS. So is also Terrorista. He's only got 20%. Ron Zeus looks very confident. Does he mess up Ascari? No, he keeps Ascari in check. He looks like he's going to take the win for the Haas team. He took third in Spa, got them 10 points on the board, and moved them with 14 points to their name. And it looks like he is going to take 16 points to win the Italian Grand Prix. He ain't going to take the 17 with the fastest lap. He's going to take 16. He takes the victory. No, Terrorista takes the victory in the end by 2.2 seconds. Monster Blue then takes third place, with Diego moves to 4th, Tipson 5th, Dylan in 6th place, Jimbo 7th, Schnitzel moves to 4th, Jimbo to 8th, Finley 9th, Raf then drops to 10th, as Stally unfortunately won't get the fastest lap point, but he has the fastest lap nonetheless with a 20.2, and will round up in 11th place. As he's weaving, celebrating already for the Ferraris, and it could have been a promising win for him today on his debut, but a shame it didn't happen. Sally's weaving down the straight, number 27 in the Ferrari. Sally then comes across the line. Well then, there is your top man on the victory step then. Teresa takes a win and extends his championship points lead, with Ron Zeus in second, who did win on track but unfortunately had an extra penalty which cost him. And Monster Blue then finishes in third place today. Not a bad result for Mercedes team, a great result for the Alfa Romeo team, and an awesome result also for the Haas team today. And 2 Ferrari engines for the first and second there, and it's an Italian team who wins for the Italian Grand Prix. And here are your official results then. Teresa takes first place with Ron Zeus in second, Monster Blue third, Schnitzel 4th, Diego in 5th place then, Tipson in 6th, Dylan takes 7th then for the Red Bull team, beating Jimbo in 8th. Finley is in 9th place then, with Raf rounding the grid in 10th with plenty of penalties, Thali in 11th, and then Felix, Brain, Khalifi, Adam, XL Hardy all DNF from today's race. Well then, that's been a very interesting race today. And I won't be able to do podium interviews for today, unfortunately. I have got a lot on to do, but there will be podium interviews for next week. I will make sure of that. Well then, I will do the closing time procedure then. This has been PSGL Season 26 F6 Round 7 at Italy. I have been your commentator IRL Neon, or as Jared Fosbury, and if you want to see more PSGL content, join us for tomorrow, Monday, for F1, F2, F3, F4 and F5 tiers. With me and Matt for the F5 comms. Sorry, F4 comms, apologies, wrong tier, F4 comms. And hopefully you guys do tune in to watch that. And then join us, I believe Lordia is for the FP tier on Tuesday. And hope you guys have a nice day. Goodbye for now.